Welcome to Learn Yourself. Now in this chapter we are going to learn classification of organisms, and that classification has been given by the biologist named Ernst Haeckel, Robert Whittaker and Carl Woese. So these three scientists have tried to classify all the living organisms into broad categories, and we call them kingdoms because categories are very wide, so we call them kingdom. The classification Whittaker proposed has 5 kingdoms. Whatever classification has been proposed by Whittaker, it has 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia, and is widely used. So this is very popular classification, and that's why we are going to learn all this classification, and we will see some of the examples based on this classification. So these groups are formed on basis of their structure, mode and source of nutrition and body organization. Now in the next, the modification which Carl Woese introduced, and that he has introduced by dividing the Monera into in Archaebacteria and Eubacteria, and that is also in the use. So let us see this classification and the different types of kingdoms thoroughly. So let us see how they have classified these organisms into 5 basic kingdoms. So first kingdom is Monera, second is Protista, third is Fungi, fourth is Plantae, and fifth one is Animalia or Animalia. So in these 5 kingdoms, they have categorized all the organisms. Now let us first understand Monera. So what are they? Basically, these organisms do not have defined nucleus or cell organelles, and they do not show multicellular body design. So they are very primitive. Now mode of nutrition they are opting is either they are synthesizing their own food or they are getting it from the environment. So autotrophic and heterotrophic, both mode of nutrition they are accepting. Now what are the examples of this kind of organisms? So blue-green algae, cyanobacteria and mycoplasma are the example of organisms which are belong to Monera kingdom. Now second is Protista. This group includes many kind of unicellular eukaryotic organisms. Now second kingdom is Protista. So in Protista, unicellular and eukaryotic organisms are there. Their mode of nutrition is also autotrophic and heterotrophic. Now examples of this unicellular organisms are algae, diatoms and protozoans families organisms. Now one special feature is some of the organisms used hair-like cilia or whip-like structure for their movement or when they are moving around. Our third kingdom is fungi. These are heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms. Now, some of them use decaying organic material as food and are therefore called saprotrophs. So saprotrophs basically belong to fungi family. Others required a living protoplasm of a host organism for the food, and they are called parasites. So saprophytes and parasites belong to fungi. Now the examples of fungi family is yeast, mold and mushrooms. Now many of them have a capacity to become multicellular organisms at certain stages in their lives. So this is main characteristic feature of fungi families organisms. They have cell walls made of tough complex sugar called chitin. So this is a special feature. They have cell walls which is made up of chitin. Now fourth family is Plantae. These are multicellular eukaryotes with cell wall. They are autotrophs. They are using chlorophylls and they are doing photosynthesis. This mode is autotroph till here. Monera Protista. They both are autotroph and heterotrophs, whereas fungi family are having saprotrophs and parasites, in that they are depending upon other organisms. Whereas in Plantae, they all are autotrophs. Plantae means all the plants belong to this Plantae family. They all are autotrophs. They all are doing photosynthesis and they will generate their own food. So they will synthesize their own food. Now last kingdom is Animalia. This includes all the organisms which are multicellular eukaryotes without cell wall. So they are without cell wall, whereas here in Plantae they are eukaryotes with cell wall. Now all the Animalia families organisms are heterotrophs because they are depending upon other living organisms or depending upon plants. This is basic bifurcation of this 5 kingdoms. Now further we will see the classification of Plantae family and Animalia family. So thank you for watching and learning with us. If you have any doubt, please comment down below. I'll see you in next video. Till then, keep learning, keep sharing, and don't forget to subscribe, Learn Yourself.